Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Bar Talk Podcast. Joining you, wow, surprisingly, this will be my third show in a row. I'm Jordan Shabbat of the Speedwell Tavern, and the boys are back together. We're joined by Mr. Dan Mahoney. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me back, or thanks for you being back finally.
You had to come wrangle me out of Speedwell.
I did.
He's kicking and screaming.
I'm not coming. I just dragged him. Horse collared him. It's almost football season.
Pretty much, dude. And you know what's funny is, like, none of my staff helped. They just kind of pointed and laughed.
Yeah.
I was, like, crying for deal.
Like, I don't even know that cook that you had in there.
Oh, Ozzy?
I don't know him, and he's like, yeah, whatever, just beat Jordan up, take him.
No, yeah. Yeah.
He dabbed me up and said, have at it.
They're really hoping you don't bring me back.
I know.
Hey, me too. And we're joined today by the lovely Jess Hamill.
Hello.
And Jess, you're working over at the Jetty now, right?
Yep, I am up in Marshfield. Yeah, running the show.
Very
the big
nice.
GM.
Dan and Jess have worked together for a while when they were both at BBC, but they've gone on to
BBC alumni.
Yeah,
yes,
it's true.
Going on to other endeavors now. Dan's up in Southie.
Yep.
And Jess, where is the Jetty?
It's in Marshfield. It's in Brant Rock. Yeah.
I still haven't visited. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. It's
I
all
went for
good,
the first
man.
time. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I hear great things.
Yep.
Yeah. It's great.
It's like you
I
guys.
had the weirdest Uber driver home.
Oh my God,
The weirdest
yeah,
guy
how
ever.
is that?
I don't know.
Sponsor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was out with Steve Delano, beer rep of the universe, and
Yeah.
we started drinking pretty early that day.
Yeah. That was a funny visit that you guys gave me.
Yeah.
I think like Delano and Uber rides go hand in hand. If you're gonna drink with Delano, just like put aside like an Uber stash because there's no way you're getting from point A to point B.
It's also already difficult to get an Uber in Marshfield.
right.
Even in the summertime, like
Really?
they haven't upped their game yet up in Marshfield, I guess.
It's wild.
So when you got it, it was like a Thursday, and I was like, oh, thank God.
I
And
think it was like a
because I'm like, I
Tuesday,
didn't want to
yeah.
have to drive. I didn't have to want to drive Dan home.
Yeah.
I
I was like, I'm more an Uber. She just laughed at me. She's like, good luck. I'm like, good luck to you. You're driving me home.
exactly. And then Delano stayed and hung out for a little while, and then I kind of looked at him and I was like, don't you think you should maybe get an Uber now? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, you need them like right now. It was like midnight. I'm like, because I'm not driving you back to Bridgewater or where it is that he lives. And I'm like, no.
Africa.
For those of you listening and don't know what Delano is our sales rep for Colonial Beverage out of Dartmouth. He sells us a lot of the beer we carry, like Two Roads and local beers, Castle Island, Greater Good, Knockabout out of Mashpee there. So, but the thing he's best known for is he's just a notorious party animal.
He is.
I'm going to get him in trouble with his old lady with this one.
She's just as bad as him, so.
Yeah.
You can't really sell him
two
too
of them
short
together.
Yeah.
Thank you for digging me out of that.
You're welcome. Yeah.
But Delano is probably one of the easiest people to read when he's like hit the wall. He's got like that fucking 20-mile stare, and he's just like got like a half smile on his face, and you're nervous for what the next move is going to be. You don't know if he's going to lash out. You don't know if he's going to run across the street. I've had a couple Fenway trips with Delano.
Oh gosh,
did we do Fenway? All three of us? Did we?
No, we had the infamous Dave Cotter trip.
Delano wasn't there for that.
I don't remember.
We were on the Green Monster.
I don't think so.
He keeps inviting me to
been.
Fenway, but it's always on a night that I can't work. And now I'm like, oh, maybe it's been a good thing that I haven't been able to.
Make sure you get no. So you know, you're just gonna get the next day off.
Okay,
That's
all right.
the key.
That's the key. Okay.
Yeah. Next three.
Long trail, bit monster seats. I just remember Dave Cotter, who we should have on the show. His wife owns Guilty Bakery right down the street.
Oh, that's right.
But he works for Fisher Island Lemonade, and he was a long time employee for Long Trail and Otter Creek. He just moved over, but that guy is a fucking legend.
Yeah.
He is awesome.
I don't think I've ever hung out with him and not had like 15 stories I shouldn't tell anyone happen.
My favorite.
Like, how am I alive?
Before we jump in on the subject of today, my favorite Dave Cotter story, just because I feel like we're on the subject, we're on a fucking roll here, was when we went to Fenway. We had monster seats, and we had an extra ticket because my brother bailed, I think it was. So we were like, who the hell would go? We're like, Dave Cotter. He's like, well, Dave answered, oh, I'm up in Vermont. I just got out of a beer thing. I'm taking a plane home. Was it from Vermont?
No, he's coming from like D.C. or something like that.
Oh, it was D.C.
Yeah.
You're right. He was at a beer convention down in D.C., so he landed at Logan Airport in Boston, dropped his luggage off at the Cask and Flagon outside, because it's one of his accounts, outside of Fenway Park at 10 in the morning, immediately had beers poured for us, and just went. He never slept. He just came in through the plane like over the early morning and just dropped his bags behind the bar at Cask and Flag and was like, hey, can you watch these for a few hours? And then went up to the monster seats with us and just cranked beers.
That's pretty epic.
He left, and then he just walked out in like the 8th inning. He's like, all right, I gotta go.
Yeah, but the best part
Gotta
is,
go
so
get
he
my
left in
luggage.
the 8th inning. We were there for probably another hour because baseball is the longest sport ever.
That's true.
And we were like, all right, let's go get a beer before traffic dies down before we leave. Who's standing in line at the bar is Dave Cotter.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Like, dude, you left hours ago.
Amy is gonna. If Amy listens to this podcast, she is gonna love that stuff. I'm pretty sure she paid the price.
Oh boy.
Probably.
That was a rough day. So we're gonna jump in today. The subject for today is things outside of our businesses, whether it be restaurant or on premise or off premise, whatever. Just things that affect our businesses outside of the business. Now we're talking about like outside elements. It could be literal, like weather, or other things that are really sort of out of control, like construction, power outages, things like that. And being in an old town in Plymouth, and I'm sure you know the surrounding towns like Marshfield and especially Southie. I mean, it's old infrastructure. It's just we are living in the oldest part of the country. The roads don't make sense. Everything's falling apart. You know, when there's a storm, fucking power lines go down with if you sneeze at them the wrong way. It's just how it goes around here. And, you know, they say the state flower of Massachusetts are those orange construction barrels. And it couldn't be more true year round. There always seems to be a hole being dug or a tree getting cut or something like that. And that can do a real number on your business. I mean, there's creative ways to kind of make it work for you too. But for the most part, it's pretty fucking frustrating.
Yeah, it's tough if people can't get to your business.
Yeah.
Even if they want to.
Right.
Like if they, whether it be weather, construction, crazy homeless people sitting outside your door, like
That's
so,
an
I want to go in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That for sure.
They're like the fucking Easter bunny of. They just like to live a little treat on my doorstep every morning. I get to clean puke from the fucking homeless people.
My word.
I don't know if that's homeless people.
I know, yeah, that might just be, you know.
They're
They're gonna be homeless soon if they keep living like that.
If they keep living like that, they won't need a home.
I know, yeah. They'll be in a different kind of home.
Yeah. In the ground.
Yeah.
But-
Wow.
Yeah, right now in Plymouth, we felt like this would be a good subject. Just right now, just in downtown Plymouth alone, they are redoing the entire sewer system. So they had it, from my understanding, had it contracted. It wasn't installed correctly.
That doesn't sound like Plymouth at all.
Yeah, right.
even
Yeah, a
close.
real short-sighted situation. Now they got to fix all their mistakes. And I'm sure I'm not going to get super
sounds
political,
legit.
but I'm sure
Right,
we're already
yeah.
paying for it.
Right, sure.
But it's also burning the candle at both ends because I got a moat dug around Speedwell for most of the week last week, and while it was really good at keeping the Black Knight out of Speedwell, it was tough because customers were playing basically a modern day like live action Frogger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get, you know, from across the street to T-Bones to here and vice versa, and it's been tough, man. And there's no notice. There's no organization.
Oh, no. I find out through angry Facebook posts, like, what's going on. I live down the
absolutely.
street.
Yep. Mhm.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
And you just moved
same
downtown,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dan just moved downtown. I used to live downtown. Jess, do you ever live?
I used to live like 7 minutes from here. Yeah.
So close enough,
Yep.
right? Do you guys ever have any, like, interruptions at home because of this stuff? Or, like...
Not yet. I mean, we had different things like they did. Because we were right near that skate park they're putting in, so it was a little bit like street
that's right.
blockage and like
Right.
they repaved some roads. But
That thing's looking sweet.
yeah.
Saw some
Even
guys skating it
the
today.
river thing they did over, I don't know what anything is around here, but there's like a river.
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
They
there's,
like
like, a little one
redug
in the
it and
back.
like made it look pretty.
The
So
gristmill, like... area.
yeah, it's like
yeah.
right by the skate park though.
Yeah, it's like kind of around the back.
But even like
Right.
I have to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't live 5 minutes to work anymore, unfortunately. So like,
Yeah.
all right, I already leave an hour for rush hour. Now I gotta leave an
Yeah.
extra 20 minutes because who knows what roads are open.
It takes you 10 minutes to just get out of your driveway.
Takes me 10 minutes just to figure out which way to go out of my
Right.
driveway.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm like,
Yeah.
well, these people aren't moving this way. These people kind of move, so.
Right. Right. It's tough. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Is there any of that up in Marshfield? You guys...
So not right now, not at the moment. But I when I first started, it was in October, and they were finishing up some construction. But it's slow down there anyway at that time of year.
Really?
So it was like kind of worked out a little bit. But
So Marshfield doesn't do construction in tourist season?
no, isn't
That's-
that
wow,
I
that's
mean, that's
really-
That's
very
interesting.
considerate of the tourists.
Yeah.
I
Very well
know.
planned.
Yeah.
I know. I was shocked. But in the winter times, their flooding up at the jetty is terrible.
Really?
Oh my gosh, yeah. 2 years ago, I think there was like floods that were like literally probably about 5 feet high.
Oh my God.
Oh, I remember seeing that on the news.
Yeah, and it was because the beach wall wasn't high enough, and it got destroyed by all the waves, and it was just literally the waves were just coming over the seawall
shit.
and just would cut. Now, how the road is, it kind of meets in the middle where the jetty is.
Right.
So like, there's an incline down the left and an incline down the right. Meets right in the middle, and it kind of just pulls all up.
Whoa.
And it comes like it was. I wasn't. Thank God I was not there for that, because I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have just been like, bye, see you later.
No shit, right?
I don't get paid enough for this. But yeah, and it was really, really, really bad. And luckily they fixed the seawall, and we didn't have any issues really this year.
Good.
Thank God.
Right.
Because not only had to learn a new job, but then learn a new flood routine.
Right.
There's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
concept into that. Like,
Yeah, know where the buckets are to stop
exactly.
the water.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So luckily not yet. Anyway, knock on wood. But I haven't had to deal with any of that kind of stuff yet. But downtown, it's been brutal. I mean, even me, like, just wanting to go downtown, I'm like, where can I not go?
Right.
Literally, like, where can I not go? And like, it deters me from going to places that I want to, like Speedwell or T-Bones. Like, I just go down the other end or wherever. Like,
Right.
it's pretty brutal. And the fact that they don't give you guys any heads up is just mind blowing to me.
They do. Sometimes I almost wish they didn't, because they gave us a heads up this time around. We've been putting a lot of pressure on the town over the last couple months about things like this. Basically, like, listen, we understand you got to do it. We know you're trying to. So Plymouth, for you history buffs out there, the Pilgrims landed at Fraggle Rock in 1620. It's coming up on the 400th anniversary. So 2020, they're throwing a big shindig, apparently, and they're trying to beautify and modernize everything down here to prepare for the billions of people that are going to be coming over here for the 400th anniversary.
I can't wait to rent my parking spot out for like $400 a day.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm going on vacation. I'm like, hey guys, I'll sell you my parking pass for
So-
a weekend.
Because of bad planning and short-sightedness, now they're rushing all year to try to get that done. And that's not really like a main excuse, because since I've been in town, and again, I'm not a construction buff, I'm not an excavator, I don't know anything about that shit, but there's every summer they're digging something up, so
Yep.
I don't know what the hell, but they're really, really putting the pressure on this year to get everything just caught up to speed, and we know it's necessary, so yeah, whatever. We asked them for a notice, and they gave us notice, but it's like misleading. It's not the right dates.
Really?
It's
Oh.
not going to be done when they told us
Oh,
it's
my
going to be
word.
done.
I
as
saw
course.
usual.
So
the
that's
Vegas note.
always-
You got the whole, like, every door in this like whole neighborhood had like the signpost on it, and it says like, one day in the next 17 days, we're going to shut down the water from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And you won't have water, and it might explode out your toilets.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Like,
that's
well, what day do I? I'm
Bottom,
like,
yeah.
now that I live down here, I'm like, is that coming to me?
Right,
Like,
does it-
do
yeah,
I have to
do
duct
you
tape my
fall in
toilet
that? Yeah.
shut? Like, what
How
the
do I spin that into a restaurant promotion?
Right.
Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah.
Catch
that-
your own feces in the bathroom, win a half-pound of wing.
come check out now Speedwell's new bidets.
Yeah, like, God, dude. Fucking Speedwell Water Park.
Oh, God.
It's probably got less shit in it than, never mind, I won't name another
I was
one.
gonna
Yeah,
say,
they might be
yeah.
a potential sponsor.
But that's the kind of thing, exactly what
Yeah.
Dan said. They sent out those notices like, all right, now it almost seems like it's being, like, sarcastic. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you guys want notice? Here you go.
Here you go, yeah.
It's like
It's kinda
Comcast. You got an 8-hour
Yeah,
window.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, I may or may not be here in the next 17 hours. But
Right.
you just got to sit there and wait for me, though.
We'll text you when we're 4 hours away.
Yeah, exactly.
I just stayed open. They told us the day we were supposed to not run water, and I said, oh, okay, cool. And I ran water anyway and stayed open. And nothing happened. And I was
Rebel
like, what are they going
you.
to do, find me? I'm like, they're not going to find me. Like, so I stayed, and we were slammed that day because everywhere else
Right,
closed.
because everyone else, yeah, exactly.
I'm just like, fuck that, man. You know what I mean? Let them
Yeah.
find me. I'll take the $100 fine and the $1,000 in sales. Thank you very much.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And that's just where it's got to.
I
It's
know.
just, it used to be like, yeah, whatever you say, whatever you do. But now
right,
you're so
yeah, now
frustrated.
you just got you have to do what you have to do. You have a business to run.
Right.
I mean, they just like they have to do what they have to do. You have to still run your business. And
Well, it's
Yep.
tough too to plan like closing during the summertime when you're already planning
Yeah.
that you're going to close probably at least 1 or 2 times during the winter because of the weather.
right,
So now you have snow days and summer days, which everyone thinks like cool, I have a day off in the summer, but when you're
yeah,
the
that's
owner of your business,
huge, yeah,
you're not sitting at going to the beach and like awesome day off.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
oh sick, I didn't make $5,000 in sales today. Or
yeah.
whatever.
And even bartenders and servers, like it's a huge hit if you don't have a day in the summertime to work. You know, it's like they should make up for that for you guys.
If I knew ahead of time, like if they told me on this date, you probably can't open, I would be like, perfect. I will get this cleaned, this fixed. I'll take my staff out. We'll have a staff.
Yeah, you have your staff meetings and all stuff.
Yep. Two birds, one stone. But it's like you show up to work and there's just trucks. It's 8 a.m. There's a huge hole outside your place. And there's a note pinned. Oh yeah, by the way, we're digging today. And it's like,
really? Okay.
Cool.
It's written in crayon.
You might not have water for a week. Like that was when last year when they were digging stuff up and trying to fix gas lines. They kept hitting the water mains because they didn't update any of the plans at fucking town hall. God. So they didn't know where any of the water mains were. They had like plans. I don't know the specifics, but apparently they had really outdated plans. So any water mains that got shifted around.
It's the original ones from the Pilgrims.
Yeah. Right. Hollowed out tree trunks.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's the mast of the Mayflower runs the main water line down Main Street in Plymouth, Massachusetts.
Oh, my God.
Like, maybe we should check and see if this is legit. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No. And then we were without water. You were still at BBC for that, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
I had the pleasure of working many of those days.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
You just run out of water. You just flush the toilet and nothing would happen. Be like,
oh.
What the frig?
Great.
Yep.
Sweet. Awesome.
Like, oh, yeah, we broke the water main. It's going to be probably 2 or 3 days before we get it back up and running.
And at that point, like,
great.
I'd rather have, just shut my power off, too.
Right.
Because, like, when people walk in, like, you look like you're open.
Right.
So it's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like,
well, the draft line's still poor, right?
You can't use the bathroom.
Yeah, but...
Can't wash your hands.
Can't wash your hands.
Yep, yeah.
I can't clean glasses.
Like, take this into consideration a little bit more than the fact that you can
Like,
crack
we
open a
don't
bottle
care.
of beer.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't need to use the bathroom. That's what you say now. 5 beers from now, where are you going to go?
Right, yeah, right, exactly.
I love how the Board of Health, because obviously they share an office with the town planner and all that, and they're all buddies, I assume, over there, laughing maniacally.
In their big spinning chairs.
And they're fucking
rubbing their hands together.
With their
Tower of
cats.
Solitude. So that when the power went out, when the water went out, and Board of Health, dude, when you get inspected, and this is right, this is the way it should be, but they're like wicked strict, like temperature's got to be on the dot, no scoops in the ice, like all these little things you wouldn't even think of, got to be perfect. But then when the planning board or something screws up the water main, they're like, you can stay open like that. It's fine. You're going to be all right. We don't, because they don't want that guilt and they don't want that reputation that they like kept you out of business. You know what I mean? I remember that. They were like, oh, no, you know what? They're not going to come down on you these few days. I think it's acceptable if you don't wash your hands while cooking food.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the other thing, too,
just dip them in the fryer.
Then you
can't
clean it off. Yeah, you can just burn off the bacteria.
It's not a bad idea. You could run the fryer at 140.
And you can run crispy glove specials.
Yeah. We did that last week. You know that. I call them chicken skins, but they were just,
they were just your hand skins from cleaning.
Yeah. But then, of course, if you cut your water, then you can't make ice, right?
Right.
Because so it's like it's all like people don't think of those things.
No.
They don't think of that. They just think your draft lines are running and your bottle opener still works. So
Yep.
let's just keep raging on. It's like no.
And I love that spunk.
Right.
I want to party too.
Yeah.
I love
but on
that.
a healthy, kind of healthy basis.
Exactly.
At the same time, I have to pee while I'm working.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm drinking 87 Red Bulls to stay awake to serve you guys.
You don't really want to have a bucket in the corner that you have to explain about.
Hold on, guys. Gotta use my bucket real quick.
Right behind the bar.
Someone hold this towel up for me.
Well, you kidding? You wouldn't need
It's
that.
just it's one of the little chamois.
You wouldn't need that. Who are you kidding?
No.
You would just bust it out for everyone to see. What are you
show.
What are you talking about? Yeah, see? Yeah, it's beer and a show. You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
Bring it back.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
It's only disgusting if you think about it too much.
I did.
Just let
I
it go.
pictured the whole thing. I pictured behind
no.
Speedwell's bar. I pictured you using the bucket behind Speedwell's bar.
Stop.
Is it like in the corner area?
That's
there?
what I did last weekend. We had water and everything.
Just so it wafts into the hood of the kitchen. And,
God.
Right near the soft serve ice cream machine.
Throw a little Mr. Fan out there for you.
Wait, we don't have a soft serve ice cream.
See,
you
went
are
there.
the soft serve ice cream.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I went there. Anyway.
That was it.
It's funny how used to having water and power you are, too. Like, when the power goes out or the water goes out and you're, like, panicking, you're like, all right, whatever. And then you just go to like, all right, let's just clean this place up. And you put a thing of dishes in the dishwasher, hit the button. Fuck, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, you don't realize every little thing that's not so little.
Right.
You're just so used to having it, and then you're like, oh, shit.
I've had like a dark history with water in this town. Like my first, like, now I think about it,
If it's nothing like my imagination.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of my first months when I started in Plymouth at the British Beer Company, the water pipe broke.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, awesome, there's a flood. I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah, right.
I don't have any water again. I think my furnace blew up there and flooded the basement.
Yep.
Like, I
Oh,
legit
yeah, that's
like had
right.
every single water mishap, I think.
I remember reading that email and going, oh, that basement's already terrible.
Yeah.
Like, now you have water in it, too?
Yeah, well, I mean, it floods when it rains, it floods. But I just
When
took
it
the
rains, it
optimistic
pours,
approach.
Dan.
I'm like, oh, it's clean the basement.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, washing it off.
Yeah, washing the floor today.
You know, that just happened again. Was like 2 weeks ago. That pipe burst down there again.
Yeah,
Did it?
because we just duct taped that pipe. It's not true, but I mean those. No one realized. Like, you look around there, like those pipes. Like, that's such an old building. Like,
Oh my God, I know.
if you look at it too long, it's gonna.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Collapse,
I know.
like-
Every time that I would pick up shifts for you and I would, like, go down there, I'm like, I'm going to die in here.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
looks
My
like a
life is
Hobbit's
gonna
house,
end.
like the
Yeah.
low ceiling,
Yeah.
like everything's like rickety. Like,
I'm like trying to carry
Don't
a case
talk
up
about
with,
Reedy's
like,
house like
little
that.
T-Rex arms,
there's a
trying to, like...
golem down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Might
yeah.
find a raccoon.
Right. Who knows?
Maybe an
Maybe a
otter
homeless
when
guy?
the water floods.
Yeah, you know, whatever. It's a water
We're
park
gonna
down
start
there.
employing the beavers over there to dam up the wall.
Yeah. Hey,
Dude.
you just came up with $1 million idea. Just put
I
some
know, I
beavers
know.
down there.
Speaking of like the flooding basement, I didn't even think of that. So like they're building this crazy cult in town, the 12 Tribes. I'm sorry if someone's a member and they listen. You're a cult.
Are you, though?
You're in a cult. But
Are you really saying that?
you're in a fucking cult. But child abuse, dude. Come on. But anyway, they are building this like giant complex, like 2 doors down from Speedwell, where they like, and I'm telling you, like they got 13 and 14-year-olds with
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
tractors and friggin' backhoes.
You got a license
and-
for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're digging this giant hole. Now they, they've got that patched up or whatever. But since they did that, my foundation at Speedwell shifted. So I used to have like a little bit of a leak down there when it would rain a lot, and it was in the back corner where we kind of knew it was happening, and we just blocked it off to seal it to the best of our ability, whatever. And then once they started digging, all of a sudden the leaks started coming from everywhere. And it was like they shifted the freaking ground. Because, I mean, I'm saying when they dug a hole, it was like half a football field. It was fucking
Ugh.
huge. And it was like, what, like 15 feet deep, would you say? If you went back there? Thought they were building a friggin' Olympic pool. But,
They are.
yeah, right, maybe. It could be.
That's the perks to joining.
It was like, baptize everybody in it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in trouble. But yeah, so that's another thing too. So now I got this like wooden bridge in the basement that we put up. We like drop it like a drawbridge when like the certain portion of the basement floods, and we got everything. Everything's already risen from the ground anyway, just in case. But we have to like. We're constantly up and down the stairs. The walk-in cooler's downstairs.
Yep.
All like the inventory's down there, and then this one section of the basement that's lower than everything else. It's like a step lower. Just fills with water if it like rains for more than 10 minutes, and we got a drawbridge.
Yeah,
It's
that's smart.
kind of cute.
Well, that's
No,
what I remember.
the
I had to
bridge.
like wear like waterproof boots, bring them in. Like it could be like 90 degrees in the summertime. Like, oh, I gotta go in the basement.
Gotta
go.
Just throw on
Gotta-
my rain boots.
Right.
Put on
Walk
your
down there.
runners.
You dress up
Yeah.
like a fly
Like-
fisherman in the full,
Sorry, guys,
like,
no
overall
kegs, no
gear.
beers and ice today.
I gotta go down and change your
Yeah.
keg. See you later.
Put on my
Like,
waders.
Yeah, get my waders in. Yeah. Maybe do some fishing while you're down there. See what you catch.
I'll throw it back. It'd be Speedwell's next special.
Yeah, three-eyed Willie.
Basement skins.
Skins. Ugh. Nasty. Well,
We've done
then, and then it's
Yeah.
not even from, and the flooding's not even from below sometimes. I worked at the BDC in Cedarville, and there used to be an apartment upstairs. And over the wintertime, one of the pipes burst,
Oh shit!
and it went all over the dining room. Just started raining in the dining room.
No.
And I wasn't working at the time. And this brand new manager, God bless her, she was like maybe only worked there for like a month. And I was actually out and about. I was like half in the bag. And I got a call from her, and she's like, "It's raining in the dining room." And I go, "Excuse me? Like, what?" And she's like, "I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do." And I'm like,
Rainforest
I gotta
party.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, turn some disco music on and just
Yeah.
pretend like it's a party.
We're having
you
a
know?
foam party.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Crack
Just-
out the coconuts. Let's go.
And I was like, all right, I gotta go. So I dropped everything and I ran over there. And by the time I had gotten there, the water had gotten down on the fire alarm system. and completely shorted it out.
Holy
so then
shit.
the fire department came because they thought they were getting a call.
Of
so now the
course.
fire department's there. Like, everybody had to get evacuated. Like, it was like a Sunday at like 7:30, like right in the middle of the dinner rush.
Wow.
And I get
Wow.
there, and
Of course.
right, of course, yeah. So now the power's out because
It's never a
everything's
Monday
shorted
afternoon.
out. Right, yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, it's never like on a day when no one's
Tuesday.
there. Yeah, it's always when it's the busiest. Like
Yep.
the pipe thought to itself, like, if any time I'm gonna burst, now
Yeah.
should be the time.
Like, I could,
tired of getting
I
worked
could make
over.
it
Yeah.
another 12 hours, but fuck that.
yeah,
It's like when an employee quits, like that angry employee. Like,
Oh,
they
God.
wait until you're at your worst, like
Yep.
when they really need you, because they want to stick it to you.
Yeah.
That's how these fucking water pipes
know.
think. I swear
Yep.
to God.
And so I walk in, and it's like walking on the car. It's like, and I'm like, oh no. So and then we end up being shut down for like almost a week.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So you had to get like a restoration
Oh
place. In
yeah,
there.
yep. We had to pull everything up. We had to we had to shut all the water off, obviously, for like I think we ended up being closed for 5 days, and it was
Holy
pretty.
shit.
It was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
All just because it got too cold up in the
then-
non-existent apartment.
Right.
And
They weren't dripping the faucet.
Yeah.
Something so stupid.
so
and
dumb.
Insignificant.
Well, you know what
like
it was that it was on a thermostat that ran on batteries, and the batteries died.
Oh,
It was
my
something
God.
that
No one-
stupid.
no one went up there, like, there's
right, and
no
I
reason.
I would go up there every now and then, like, check to see if there's any homeless people up there, any raccoons that just kind of
Yep.
crawled in.
Yeah.
Take a
But
nap.
yeah,
It's not your building.
Hey,
You were
hey, don't
I'll
give away
judge.
my plan. Dude,
Raccoons.
that linoleum floor feels real good on your face when you're out there. And so we were shut down for five days, which I was surprised we even got, only 5 days.
Right.
I was like, we're gonna be gone for and it was right before Christmas, so all the staff was like freaking out.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, like freaking out. They're like, I got, Christmas gifts to buy and blah,
Right.
blah, blah. And I told them, like, just go to unemployment for the time being because we can't, I don't really know what to do. Like, we can't,
Yeah.
And we tried to disperse them out to other BBCs, but they all wanted to work too. I mean,
Right.
nobody
They're
wanted
all
to give up
staffed
any
up,
shifts.
no one's
Yeah,
understaffed at
exactly.
that point.
Yeah. So it's not just, flooding from below. It also comes from above,
That's happened at Speedwell. Have you ever been there where it happened at Speedwell where it started raining?
Inside?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes,
I mean, I know
inside.
it's been next door when it rained inside.
Did it?
Every time it rained.
When did it happen at BBC?
Yeah, right.
Every
Oh,
time it rains.
Every time, yeah. Well,
Because
it was,
the back gutter got ripped off
Yeah.
during one of those storms, and then I got very crafty at keeping that place dry.
Wait, so is it because of my gutter? Because my gutter is a mess too. My gutter is.
I think
There's a sheet of ice in front of BBC for the entire winter because my gutter.
Oh no, this is the back of the building.
Oh,
The back,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So we got you front and
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. You guys just messed.
right. Yeah, you guys are good in the front and the back.
It's like I get it why the original Speedwell didn't make it to Plymouth.
A lot of leaks.
A lot of leaks.
A lot of leaks. So this one isn't my fault, but there is a new yoga studio upstairs from Speedwell. But for the longest time, before even Speedwell opened, there was a yoga studio upstairs, and I got I want to say friendly because it was a weird relationship, but I got a relationship with a woman who owned the place upstairs, and it was, sort of complicated in that she thought I owned the building, and I don't. I rent it just like she did, but she thought I was like the building manager, and that's kind of what I'm going to get to with the point here. But she would do like yoga classes, and I don't know what it is about yoga, but middle-aged women love to clog the toilet after yoga. I don't know if it's all, they're bending, they're flexing, they're doing this.
Yeah,
and
they're
then they
loosening
just,
up some shit in there, no pun intended.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Literally.
There is one bathroom up there, and it's just this little poor toilet, and it just doesn't need to get dominated the way it gets dominated after these yoga classes. This might be the poop episode, but
It's turning into
so
that, yeah.
of course they clog the toilet, right? And instead of A, trying to plunge it, or B, telling somebody, or C, calling a plunger, they just keep flushing the fucking toilet.
Oh my god.
Wait, that's not how it works.
No!
Right? Gravity eventually does not take over.
Dude! Oh my god. Downward dog the friggin' bathroom.
Yeah.
So the fucking water just comes pouring down into the men's room, and it's not clean water. So luckily it goes into another bathroom. But like I have like ceiling falling apart and all that. So now like I go upstairs and I like freak out. I'm like, hey, you guys just can't keep flushing the toilet. Like let me know. I'll come up and plunge it. And I said that like
Oh, God. Now
ironically,
you
like trying to be funny.
You open that can of worms.
Every time this class happened, I'd get a knockdown. Hey, is Jordan here with the plunger? Like, just don't want it to happen again. I'm like, you don't know how to plunge a toilet?
I know. I was
Now
gonna
we
say,
gotta go upstairs to plunge yoga shit?
That's gross.
My
Like,
God,
Was it
dude.
hot yoga too? Because I bet that's even worse.
No, but they did that. They definitely did that. I was like, you don't even have to. Just come. Like, we got yelled at, so they did hot yoga on Wednesday mornings, and we also cooked our bacon on Wednesday mornings. And our hood
That was planned, wasn't it?
No! It's just kind of how we cook a whole case of bacon every Wednesday because we have burger night on Thursday, so we know we need the bacon. So all the bacon smell and everything would go up the hood, but, it's bacon. It's unctuous. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
So it would end up. So they're doing hot yoga. A bunch of sweaty broads doing hot yoga upstairs. Excuse my French. And there's just the smell of bacon just lighting up the room, and you don't know where it's coming from. Is it coming from downstairs or is it coming from her?
Hey, if she smells like bacon, I don't know. That she might be a keeper.
Lock her up.
Yeah.
Lock her up. Lock her up.
Put a ring on that finger.
But you become sort of when you manage a restaurant, and I know every restaurant's different, and whether you own the building or not, but you become like a property manager.
Oh, absolutely.
With all
God.
this shit,
Yeah.
right?
They used to call me Bob the Builder over at the BBC in Cedarville
Yeah.
because I was always actually, we didn't even have a maintenance guy for the longest time. Yeah, you and me.
for
Like,
the-
we would have to-
Yeah.
And you don't want me being the maintenance
Yeah,
person.
well, obviously, 'cause
Yeah.
you just duct tape everything.
God damn, if you can't duck it, fuck it.
I'm getting that tattooed on me somewhere.
Sure. Something, please. They should make a bumper sticker that says that, but it's like duct tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's just
In
printed on
Sharpie.
duct
written
tape.
in
It's
black
absolutely in Sharpie.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
dude.
I mean, we can make that. We just duct tape
I know,
people's
yeah.
bumpers and write in Sharpie.
Why aren't we doing
I'm
that?
doing it tonight.
All
We
right.
should go down up and
Sorry.
down up and down Main Street, like any
Yeah.
crack in somebody's little bumper, just
Yeah.
just go around all around town.
You're
Be like, You're
welcome.
welcome.
Spell it
Yeah.
F-U-C-T.
Yeah.
If you can't
Yeah.
duct it, fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See? $1 million
Love
ideas.
bar talk.
Yeah.
All right. Registered trademark.
Yeah. You're like, somebody's going around repairing all the cars with duct tape. Like, who's doing that?
I'm
Like,
telling you, that's genius.
thank you, but fuck
But
you.
yeah,
Just ripped all my paint off.
I know, yeah. Yeah, maybe don't put the bar talk on there then if it's going to start doing
Yeah.
some damage. Just leave it. It's anonymous.
We'll just write
you know?
Andy's name on it.
And
like,
the explosion. Yeah, right. Like the Toy Story Andy
Yeah.
with the
Oh,
backwards,
yeah,
like
right.
that.
Yeah, Perfect. So, done. They'll never know. They'll never know.
Oh shit! Yeah, dude, I got into this. So when I opened up Speedwell, I expected to be full-time cook, bar manager, doing the orders, doing the spreadsheet, stuff like that. Since I've found other people to do a lot of those things, I've become the maintenance man and the marketing guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's my job now. I don't.
Yep.
I cook once or twice a week back there too, but that's mostly in hand with the marketing thing. But honest to God, I have instead of my maintenance, my tool room is bigger than my liquor room down there. It's this entire stretch of the basement. And it's just tools and random pieces of things that are broken. There's not a day I don't come in where it's a toilet seat ripped off.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Always something.
yeah, freaking
Always
doorknob.
It was
Yep.
great though, because I was just I need this tool. I'm I'm just going to go borrow from Jordan's. Fuck Home Depot.
Yeah.
And I'm always hurting myself. I'm classic Tim Allen. I'm always hurting myself too.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the thing. Something when it snows out, you're shoveling, but you also got leaks down there, so you're wet vacuuming. You're doing this, you're doing that, and then tricks to get around things. So I'm gonna get in trouble for this too. But we have a fire monitoring system
Yep,
you had
yep.
had at Cedarville when you had your leaks. So we have the same thing. And anytime there's a change of water pressure or the phone lines go down or the power lines or flickering or going out, that thing beeps. Now,
Oh, gosh, it's so loud, too.
yeah,
Oh,
and
my
it's
word.
and it's your power's still on, your water's still running, but it's just alerting you that there might be an issue. Probably important, but I am friends with someone that's on the fire department, so he gave me the key to the box, and I just go and I hit the silent button and just
Yeah, I've been known to do that once or twice as well.
repair man.
Hey, you're not the only one. I've done it.
All right,
I've done it, yeah. And then when the fire department shows up, they're like, why isn't it beeping? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't do it. Wipe your fingerprints off the button.
You go
Yeah.
light a match under the fire. Shut it off again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sometimes all this stuff is just you got to adapt when you're as a manager. You
The
got
show
to
must go
adapt.
on.
And
Yep.
you got to figure out a way to stay open.
Right.
And luckily enough, you've been able to, benefit it in a promo sense of and even craft beer cellar, their post the other day about, the whole Frogger thing.
Yeah.
You got to make the best of it. You got to make sure that your people still want to come in and enjoy whatever it is that you have. But it's tough,
It is
man.
tough.
It is tough.
Perception is reality, and the complaining about it is something I'll do here. This is confession for me. But on social media, it's a completely different identity.
Yeah.
If the people that you want in your place, patronizing your place, already are nervous about parking and
Yep.
construction and all that. So if you're, as a business
you
owner,
show-
someone
yeah,
who needs them,
yep.
and you're doing the same thing,
Yep.
there's no fucking chance.
No
Yep.
way. No. No.
He always like there could be water springing from the walls.
Yeah.
An employee getting electrocuted. I'm like, everything's fine.
Everything's good.
Come get a burger.
Good,
Chicken fries.
Get your wings. Yeah,
Oh, he
yeah.
just shakes like that all the time.
Yeah.
He's a little hungover.
Yeah,
Don't worry
yeah,
about
don't worry
that.
about it.
We
Yeah,
get
give him a beer,
shaky
it's fine.
Sundays.
Yeah, like our new waterfall we had installed. It's great,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
We really stepped up the ambiance here
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
And there's Dan with the soft serve ice cream machine.
It's just a whole slew of extras
Sorry, I
that
had
you
to bring
got
it
going.
Missed in the kitchen,
It comes full circle. It all comes full circle. Well, yeah, even when like we lose power, like when we lost power at T-Bone's, like this was years and years and years ago. I used to work there. Like he tried to make like a party out of it. Like he's like, all right, let's light some candles, make it a party. And I'm
Right.
like, you know, in theory, yeah, that sounds great. But then when you like work the logistics in it, you're like, we don't have power. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want us to do?
Right.
You
Can
know,
I get
like,
a frozen? No,
right?
no.
You're like, no,
No.
no, absolutely not.
Like
You
a Bailey
can't
of
get
ice,
anything.
buddy.
Yeah. Right? Yeah,
The cooler,
exactly.
the beer's
yeah.
getting warmer by the second.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, you got draft beer?" Like, yeah,
Yeah,
for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Until everything starts getting warm
You do
again.
bottle beer. It's like, yeah, I open that cooler 3 more times and
And
everything's
then it's going to be
50
done.
degrees.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, but adapt and overcome, I guess.
Yeah.
Power outage party, blackout
I know,
party,
right?
baby.
Actually, yeah, and then like a year later on that exact same date, like T-Bone's trying to do a blackout party. Like, hey, remember last year when we lost power?
Happy
It's like, yeah,
anniversary.
isn't that
Yeah.
like all the time though?
Right.
Like,
Right. We have power, but we
Right.
just shut all the lights off.
literally, that's what they did, and they lit candles all over the place.
I actually don't hate that idea. I might do blackout at the blackout.
Yeah, see,
You can have a no water party.
yeah,
No
no
water
water party.
As long as you're
So
available
somebody-
with that
yeah.
bucket, buddy.
Right,
Yeah, I
yeah.
got you, buddy.
Somebody comes in like, can I have a glass of water? Nope, no water today. Sorry.
Why? What happened? Oh, no. Just
No,
no
nothing.
water. It's
Nothing,
anniversary.
we're just throwing a
We're just doing
party.
the anniversary of no water
There's water
day.
running, yes, but it's anniversary of no water.
Right, yeah.
Come back 3 days from now, we'll have it again.
We're fasting. Another outside element we didn't mention was heat. And when your AC and your
Oh,
coolers
man.
and all that too. We're talking about like
Oh,
power
my
outages,
word.
but like right now, this time of year, I mean, it's mild today. It's beautiful out today.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple weeks ago, we were getting like 95, 96
Yep.
degrees.
It was like
and-
115,
Yep.
like with all the humidity and stuff the
Right.
other day.
And we at the Jetty, we lost our AC the day before.
We
the
did too.
day before, and I was like, now luckily my owner, he owns a construction company as well.
Oh, okay.
So like I just call him, and then like he gets right on it. But I mean, nobody has that luxury. Like,
Right.
Nobody does.
Right.
And luckily enough, we had these like big giant industrial fans, and we had 2 of them, and we just plugged them in, let them like cool down the dining room and the bar.
Yep.
It was okay.
Right.
But yeah,
tolerable, yeah.
I mean, and then the poor, but it's the poor staff, the poor bartenders running up and down that bar
Kitchen.
on a Saturday. The kitchen, I mean, they're already brutal. Never mind not being able to get proper ventilation or anything like that. And man, I was like, can we get this fixed like right now?
Yeah,
I was like, I
the-
can't do this.
The AC never breaks when it's like a nice 75
Right.
degrees
Yeah.
out.
No.
It's like, oh, it's going to be 150
And of course,
degrees.
it
today.
was, and of
Yeah.
course, it was the compressor that blew. So it's not like
Yeah.
you know
Good
a
order
duct tape
part.
fix,
Right.
Dan. Like it's.
I mean, have you tried?
$1,200 part.
I made a new compressor out of duct tape. Doesn't sweat. But yeah, no, the heat definitely affects it too.
That's why
But
I
you
get
wanna-
so pissed when you get that first guest of the year in like the summer and they're
Oh,
like, it's
God.
cold in here.
You're like,
Fuck
shut
you.
up.
You come back here in 2 months when
Yeah,
the AC's
exactly.
broken.
Yeah. Bring a
I know.
sweatshirt.
Can you,
I don't
can
know
you
what
turn
to
the
tell you.
heat on? Like, I'm sorry, what? How about you go back outside? Because I don't want you in here.
Yeah, go sit on the sidewalk for a little while.
Yeah.
Well, it's
On,
like
the, on the
best is,
hot
like,
asphalt.
when I worked at the BBC, we had like one of those big wall unit things. It was
Yeah, the
awesome.
mini
Like,
split.
people were like, it's cold. I'm like, don't fucking sit underneath it.
I know,
Go
well,
down
that-
the other
yeah,
side of the
yep,
bar and
exactly,
it's not
yep.
cold,
Right.
but not turn the air
Yeah,
conditioner off.
absolutely not. I actually
know
used
me.
to always sit at that very
Yeah.
asphalt.
That's the
At
best
that
spot.
seat, I'm like,
Say
Yeah.
the same thing.
I like get all comfy. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
man, this is
Get
where
a couple
it's
beers
at.
and you start sweating anyway, but
Yeah,
that
exactly.
balances you out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
I'm
see?
like, if you're cold, just go in the bathrooms. They're not insulated.
Just
It's
go-
100
Yeah,
degrees.
yeah, those bathrooms.
yeah, until you got a line out the door. And you're like, what are you doing in there?
I'm warming up.
Yeah, what kind of warming up are you doing in there? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. We don't need to see
Gross.
poop again. We're talking.
See,
about
it's the
again.
poop episode. Outside things that you can't control.
Poop.
Poop. It is foolish to fear what you cannot
Well,
avoid
would that technically be inside
Inside?
things you
Yeah,
can't control?
temporarily. What happens afterwards? You could be running down the
Right.
walls in your bathroom from an upstairs yoga studio or something.
Oh God!
I couldn't control that. On you.
Fucking exploding toilets.
I got the poo.
Shit everywhere.
They call the shit poo.
We did not go into this thinking.
We're going to talk so much poop.
Yeah, that was not on your notes.
Yeah,
not
we were talking about the holes in the ground outside, not the other holes.
The best part was this was our serious episode.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
Then why'd you invite me?
I don't know. This is Andy's serious topic for the day.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
That quickly went out the window.
Yeah, no.
You guys ever worked in a place that like caught on fire?
No.
I'm trying to cover all the elements from like
yeah,
the
yeah,
fifth element.
yeah,
Right?
We got water.
I think we've got wind,
fire,
water,
earth.
earth.
Fire. Yeah, just earth.
Fucking aliens.
No, I mean, yeah, aliens. No. I worked in Cedarville the year before there was a fire during their Halloween party, and I wasn't working there at the time, but I heard it was an electrical fire.
Oh shit!
So water met electrical met fire.
Holy
So,
shit!
yeah.
And you would think like water wouldn't make fire.
You're right, but you know
It does.
Yeah,
But
you got a bunch
other
of
than
people
that,
wearing
no.
polyester costumes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I remember you. And did you ever meet Leo?
No.
No, I didn't either. I didn't have the pleasure of meeting Leo. He used to be the GM in Cedarville for the BBC. Great guy. Unfortunately, he passed away a number of years ago. But he was there when it happened, and he was in this. I heard he was in this like gigantic like knight costume,
Yes.
like this metal knight, and he's like trying to shovel everybody out. He's like, you know, this big chick. He's like, "Oh, there's a fire!" And everyone's like,
his
"Is this
morning
real?
sign.
'Cause, like, can we take you seriously?" And he's trying to like shovel people out, and he's in this gigantic, and he was like a really tall dude too,
Right.
So like this big massive guy like coming at you in a knight suit, like,
Yes.
"Hey, everyone's gonna go!" And they're
My
like,
dragon got out of control. I couldn't control my dragon.
he lit the whole place on
Dracarys.
fire.
Oh, everything's on fire.
So yeah, but no, I haven't actually been somewhere where it's been on fire, and
No.
now I feel like when I go in tonight for work,
It's gonna be on.
Knock
Yeah,
on
right?
wood, man. You're not supposed to tap the table, but I did it anyway for the sake of
There's a
the
good,
Jetty.
Yeah.
good luck, static.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell all my staff. I'm like, if you see me in a massive panic, it's because something's on fire.
If you see me in a night costume, that means get out. I'm serious.
Exactly. Yep. Now I gotta
You
get
put it on. It's not even Halloween. You just have it. A fire's on. You just slip in your suit of armor.
It's in one of those
feel
fire
like
cases. In case of emergency, break glass, put on a night suit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Respect,
absolutely.
Leo. I don't know you either, but we got a
Yeah.
good laugh at your expense, brother.
I feel like though, if I had a metal night suit and a fire, that really wouldn't work very well.
No.
Especially an electrical fire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sous vide yourself.
So, yeah.
You know, I
Hey,
made it
man.
out, but I'm now part metal from cooking inside.
RoboCop.
Yeah.
Everybody got set out. Like, wait, what?
Awesome.
But no,
Awesome.
so
That's a great
yeah.
story.
I wish I was there. That would have been awesome.
I was at a place that caught fire overnight. They had these like
Oh, gosh.
ovens that were like, it's like almost the size of like a van. It was this giant oven and it had like a revolving like shelf on the inside, so you could cook like 3 rows of things. And in the middle,
A rotisserie type situation?
yeah,
Okay.
but it was huge. You could put just huge trays in it. They used to cook like
The
100 lobsters
bodies
at a
in
time.
it if you wanted
yeah,
to. Yeah.
bodies. Speaking of, so the thing, no one died, almost, but they never cleaned the freaking thing properly. So there were 2 ovens on both sides, and then in the middle was like the grease trap kind of area where all the gears were and stuff that powered this Wizard of Oz fucking monstrosity. And it caught fire overnight, and thank God they have like a night crew that's there overnight. So like the night crew's like slugging a Monster Energy drink and dicking around, and then he walked back there and he was like, "Holy shit, it's on fire!" And like got the fire department down there, and they got it like down, but now the thing's just like sprayed with extinguisher and all that. So me being a 17-year-old at the time, I think it was like $1.20. Yeah, I'm about double that now. But I was out of school. It was like during the summer, and they were like, "Hey, can you go clean that oven? Like, we'll pay you $100 cash." $100 cash. I was
Wait,
inside this fucking oven that was burnt to a crisp for like 9 hours with a putty knife,
Oh,
scraping like 20-year-old grease off of this thing.
Did you sign a waiver before you went in? Like a life insurance thing?
No, but the owner, who was usually like pretty cold and like very just like dry, like walked by, and I popped out of this little door that was underneath the oven. I was like, "Hey, Ronnie," and he's like, "The hell you doing in there?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm cleaning the oven that caught on fire last night." And he's like, "They paying you for that?" I go, $100. He goes, "Here, take another $100. Get out of here. Go home." He sent me
there you
home
go.
because I was just covered in fucking
you're like,
grease.
You look like a chimney sweep.
I was, yeah, that's exactly what it was. I was basically a chimney sweep.
yeah. Did you smell like, bacon and meat for like the next?
No, I smelled like burnt breadcrumbs and like sour grease. It was fucking terrible. It was terrible.
I couldn't get a date for like a whole month.
I had a lot of acne.
That wasn't the reason why. Yeah.
I had a lot of acne, probably from rolling around in a greasy oven.
It all stems back from that
one
one
giant
moment.
blemish.
Yeah.
That was my closest to being in a place that like caught fire, but I was the first person there the next day, like
Of course.
afterwards, which is why I got like shoved in the oven. But that sounds fucking
Shoved in
terrible.
the oven.
Yeah, so note to self, don't show up first for anything.
Yeah, especially
Like,
after
put it in
a
an oven.
fire.
Yeah.
It's like the place next door, Percy's caught on fire twice in like 6 months.
Yeah.
Chance thing.
I was about to say.
How random. Anyway,
But yeah, but then of course, but it caught fire. I think the second time when they weren't even open.
yep.
It was like in the middle of the night. I remember. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
it
think,
started outside,
yep.
right? Yeah.
And I think I was at T-Bones when it happened. And I just remember like looking over and I'm like, why is there fire? Like,
Yeah.
I was here that night. It was
and I
crazy.
actually, and I thought it was Main Street. I thought it was coming from Main Street, but it was literally in between the two
Yep.
walls.
Yeah.
Which
So,
sucked
of
for Main
course-
Street because they had to close.
I was just about to say, yeah, and it was a Saturday night.
It was
I
full.
remember that it was.
Yep.
They were full. It was a Saturday. Imagine trying to get that many people out of a building. It's
crazy.
No, I'm
Crazy.
Like, also-
Drunk people. That
Yeah.
Yeah, drunk people.
Drunk
And I
people
think
out
it
there.
happened.
no,
like,
it's fine. I don't have to go.
I'll put the fire out, and
I
they're like
know
kissing
the
over in the
bus.
corner.
Marshmallows, bro. It's National S'mores Day today, by the way.
Is
What?
it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
shit.
Yeah, well, when we're recording, what's today? The 10th, August 10th is National S'mores Day. There's my useful information. So if your restaurant's on fire, crack out a marshmallow
Yeah.
Get some graham
in honor of
crackers.
National S'mores
Yeah,
Day.
yeah. Yeah, I bet they would have been like, "Oh, put it over my piss."
Right.
Just fucking, yeah. No bucket required for that one. Yeah.
Throw some Jameson on it.
This one's for you, bro. And he's like pouring a beer on. It's like, no, dude, you gotta go. You gotta go.
I'll help, man. I
Yeah.
watched a YouTube video.
Wait, it sounded like you guys were there.
No, I
I'm
think
trying
you
to
just
remember if I
know
was
Plymouth
working that
very,
night.
very
Yeah,
well.
see, I think I was.
I don't know.
I was like, why the fuck is everything
Yeah.
closed?
I'm never at Speedwell at night, but I was definitely there that night, and I want to know why. I feel like I had an event. It was probably when I lived in town, too, so I could stay out a little later.
Well, you know what sucked too is I remember I was parked right. Actually, I think I was parked right in front of the craft beer cellar, and I couldn't leave.
Shit.
I couldn't leave because
Yep.
they blocked off the whole street. So I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll stay for another beer. Like, whatever.
So, like, as much as it sucks sometimes where, like, the parking lots get blocked, I've been on the benefit of the side where that
Yeah.
parking
So
lot
now
got
they
blocked.
can't. Yeah.
Right.
And people can't leave.
They
They're
can't
like,
leave.
all right, well, it's coming in
Right.
the bar.
Yep.
Like, gotta stay for more drinks.
Maybe that's something you can do for a promo.
Yeah, you gotta-
just like
you gotta, like-
accidentally block your people.
You
in.
gotta get
Get, like, some road cones and
Yeah.
fucking, like...
you gotta get a friend that has a police cruiser and just have them park in the middle street lot, and then people just won't leave.
Yeah.
We
See,
can arrange that.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you have enough pull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Have
see
your
you
peeps
sit
call
there.
your peeps?
Don't even be on duty.
Yeah.
Parking lot party.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Anniversary.
you can't go nowhere. You lock all the doors. You're never leaving. It's like, what kind of a place is this?
I need an adult.
I know.
It's like a drunk escape the room.
Wait, you don't go into those drunk already?
I mean, I
I was
did.
gonna say, yeah.
Dude, I wonder, like, and luckily they pretty much patch up all the holes, like, when they're done digging them for the most part, but, like, late night, like, you see people walking into, like, fucking signs. Like,
gosh.
can you imagine someone fell into one of those goddamn ditches that are outside, like, the moat?
Yeah. Oh,
The mode.
I'm surprised, even during the daytime.
Right.
I'm surprised it doesn't happen. There's
Right.
enough
Or
vagrants
with those,
around.
the phones on Zombie Apocalypse.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
people's not even looking up from their
Right?
phones.
They're playing
like,
Pokemon Go, and there's,
Yeah.
like, a fucking sweet Pikachu down in the ditch. And,
they're like, I gotta go down.
Well, it was like last year, 2 years ago, the lot that's across from your spot, Speedwell and BBC, they
Yeah.
were redoing it, and
Yo,
the
right.
entrance was blocked off.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, someone's driving through this because people fly down that
Oh,
road
yeah.
into that parking lot.
Not even looking.
The next day, someone flew into
Oh,
the
yeah.
barrier, smashed into it.
Yep.
And I, of course, wasn't there to see it, and I was very upset.
But you called it, and
I
it
called
was less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
You called it, I remember that. Just flew right through
It's
it.
like, I know my neighborhood, and
Right.
some asshole's going to fly in there because they have to
Absolutely.
make last call.
yeah.
Dude, that was
I'm
wild.
gonna get that last beer. Yeah. That just goes to show how much even that we know this town and all the people
Right.
in it like
I
predict
wonder
that
what the
kind
next
of thing.
project's going to be. Like,
Oh,
you know, they've
God.
already dug up the entire street. I know they're paving the entire street, too, and they haven't told us when they're doing that either. But are they going to replace the power lines? Like,
That's it. That's what I was just saying. It's going to be.
Yeah, I was gonna
they're going to
say.
take. Well, I mean, it might be a good thing if they do.
Yeah, so they don't fall over every time.
Well, they'll do
someone
it.
burps.
They'll do it in November.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll do it.
Parade week.
I was going to say parade week. During the parade,
Parade
they'll be
day,
like,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Check out
Don't
the
worry
new
about this,
N
yeah.
Star floats.
Right.
Why do they
They're passing
stop
out batteries.
Yeah.
Flashlights.
Flashlights, yeah.
Oh,
Flashlights,
my God.
batteries. You guys are going to need these later.
Headlamps for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, see? They're definitely going to do that.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
That's good stuff.
It's always during something important. They repaired the bridge that's right across from the Burial Hill. Literally, I think like 2, maybe a week
Yep.
before the parade.
Yep.
They repaired that little bridge
Yep.
that was over that went down into the ocean. And I just remember I was at the parade. I was working in the food tent, and I just remember I'm like watching people go over it with their gigantic heavy floats, and I'm like, they better have made that nice and tight because someone's going in.
I love
Like,
that they're using the parade floats as like the guinea pig. Like,
yeah.
we'll just get some
Here,
floats
just
to
go.
go.
There's
Yeah.
only like 3 people on these floats. It's fine.
Not a big casualty at all.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
You got a
We
full
don't-
fucking band like on
Yeah.
the back. Something out of fucking Mad Max.
We have a 42-person marching band, all
Yeah.
with heavy drums.
Yeah. Let's
but
walk
we
them
haven't
through
tried
this
the
real
bridge
quick.
yet. Perfect timing.
Perfect, perfect.
If this float gets by, anybody will.
New
Right,
special. We're gonna
exactly.
drive a tank in the parade today.
Yeah, if this thing lasts the parade, it'll last anything.
Yeah, yeah, I love
My
it.
word.
It's just the parade's just going to be the guinea pig for everything.
Exactly.
Yep.
They could do a subterranean parade right now if they wanted to.
They are.
Yeah, they're just
They
a
are.
tunnel parade.
It's the mole people parade.
Yeah.
Do they have the little pilgrim drums too?
Yeah.
Like, me, me, me.
I wonder if
Original
they've dug up
Pilgrims.
like any bones or anything like that or anything weird.
I mean, they'll
Such
never
a
admit it
old-
because then, and you don't want them to because
Right.
then construction stopped for a
Oh,
while.
yeah,
I know,
you're
right? Yeah.
That's right.
You
That's
better
what it
cross your fingers and hope they
Yeah,
don't find anything.
is. Right. And
does
Dr.
it-
Grant comes down. You're wearing a Jurassic Park shirt. Dr. Grant comes down.
Bring 'em back.
With
You
his
get some-
freaking raptor claw and everything.
Fucking pilgrims, Case and Amber. We're gonna bring them back.
The Pilgrims rode dinosaurs, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Bring back some Pilgrims.
Governor Bradford Park.
It's a Willimus Bradfordus.
Come to the plantation where we just cloned all.
Plantation Park, dude.
We mixed them with frog DNA.
Oh, my
Yes.
God. There's a bunch of fucking frog people in buckle hats hopping around.
What do you mean they can't breed? Life finds a way, guys.
Life finds a way.
Adapt and overcome.
Just like with all the construction.
That'd be a
Yeah.
great parade, though. That'd
Yeah,
probably be the
I'm
best
in.
parade in years if there are frog pilgrims.
Frog parade.
Like, to be fair, if there's no frog people in this next, like the 400-year parade, I'm out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Fuck
right.
it, I'm
Done
done.
trying.
Frog pilgrims.
done.
I want them.
Try again in the next 400 years. Okay.
Next 400. Oh my god.
Last call. Last call. Wow, the timing was
I
perfect.
know, right?
Last call. This is for those of you that listen, you already know, but those of you that have listened, this is your first episode, and first of all, I'm sorry, and second of all, no, it was a good one.
No, you're welcome.
Thank you. This is the portion of the show where we wrap things up. We have our final thought. Each person says a little something. Doesn't have to necessarily pertain to what we talked about today. So, no, you are not obligated to talk about poop or frog pilgrims. So, just for sake of example, I'll kick it off today. My name is Jordan Shabbat. I am of the Speedwell Tavern. As I've been doing routinely up until it happens, because I'm pretty sure this will come out before September 8th, right, Fish? This will come out before September 8th. We got a month. So I'll be emceeing along with, right now it looks like Jake Hill. If not, it'll be Jeff Nardone, friend of the show. Both of them friends of the show. The America's Hometown Throwdown, which is a chef competition. A lot of chefs from around the South Shore and Plymouth in general all compete, and the bartenders as well, raise money. It's a great time. I'll be emceeing it with Jake Hill, like I said, or Jeff Nardone. Please come out. It's awesome. You get to try some food, see a bunch of cooks sweat, and compete with each other. It's an awesome time. September 8th at Mayflower Brewing, and I will kick it over to Dan.
So join us for the 2420 Frog Pilgrim Parade. And You know,
So
if
you
I,
didn't have to talk about it.
I just,
I mean, why wouldn't
I want
you?
to though.
Why
If I
wouldn't
speak it enough,
I don't know what I'm going to wear. I'm getting nervous.
yeah. Do I wear flippers,
Yeah.
a wetsuit, a snorkel? I don't even know.
Wear it all.
This is
Wear
going to
it
be a
all.
movie on Sci-Fi.
I hope that's what that movie in
Sharknado
town was
followed
supposed
by
to be.
Yeah,
Pilgrims
yeah.
of Outer Space.
So sign my newest online petition for the 2420 Frog Pilgrim Parade.
I'm on board.
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I'll be
that's
the
all I
first
got.
one signed. Yeah,
All right. Great use of your time, Dan.
I love it.
Fish, do you want to do a last call? No? Okay.
Well, Jess.
Jess, last
All right,
call.
yeah. This is Jess here. Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of amazing things going on at the Jetty right now. We have tons of entertainment for the rest of the summer. We have Aldous Collins Band actually coming and playing for us for the first time ever.
Huge.
On Sunday, September 1st at night at 9 p.m. So it's gonna be like, you know, an end of summer bash type thing. We're
Very
gonna have
nice.
like all sorts of stuff going on. So that's gonna be a really huge day. We're really excited to have them. So yeah, I mean, just always come down to the Jetty. It's always a good time.
Where's the address for the Jetty for those listening?
It's 278 Ocean Street in Marshfield, right on the water in
For
Brant
those
Rock.
of you without
Fantastic.
Google, Jordan.
Yeah. Well, you know, they are out there.
on the Google
Nothing wrong with a
machine.
shameless plug.
Yeah, yeah,
And you can find you guys on Facebook, Instagram,
Yep,
all that
Facebook,
stuff.
yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, yeah. Our Facebook is popping right now, so that's always the best place to check us out. It's Facebook. Yeah,
Fantastic.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, Jess.
No
Dan,
problem.
thanks for wrangling me from Speedwell.
You're welcome.
Again, this has been Jordan. This has been the Bar Talk Cast. You can check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Bar Talk Cast, or you can shoot us some hate mail over at bartalkcast@gmail.com. Again, this is Jordan. That's Dan.
But also, thank you, Craft Beer Cellar.
That's Jess. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, and thank
Yeah.
you, Craft Beer Cellar, for
Yeah.
letting us squat in your store at 10
Commandeer
a.m.
their boardroom.
I know,
Andy's
yeah.
upstairs selling beer.
Yeah. At least they made Andy work this time.
We'll catch you next time. Poop in a bucket.
Okay, thanks for checking out the podcast. And don't forget to check out our other podcasts on the Inebriart Podcast Network. There's the Bar Talk. There's Old Colony Cast. There's, of course, the Inebriart Podcast. And our latest, Retro Redoctopus, a kind of nerd genre podcast that you can check out now, all available on our website at inebri-art.com. And pretty much available everywhere that podcasts are available, on Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, all those things. And if you don't see it where you're looking, let us know. We'll try to get onto that as well. And you can also email us at inebriart@yahoo.com with your questions, complaints, and suggestions. And also, if you could take the time to rate and review us on iTunes, that would be phenomenal. That helps us get more exposure and bring more of these great podcasts to your ears. And thanks again for listening.